In this gripping tale, I recount a chilling experience that forever changed my life. What started as a simple adventure with friends turned into a nightmarish ordeal. We stumbled upon an ancient map that promised to reveal a hidden location deep in the forest. But as we ventured into the woods, we found ourselves trapped in a sinister place guarded by malevolent forces that would stop at nothing to keep us from leaving. Join me as I relive the terrifying journey and the horrors we faced. It was supposed to be an adventure like any other. My friends and I had always enjoyed exploring, and when we discovered an old, weathered map at a dusty antique shop, we were thrilled. The map was marked with a mysterious X, and the shopkeeper had only added to the allure by hinting at its ancient origins. The promise of a hidden location in the heart of the forest was too enticing to resist. We set out early one morning, equipped with camping gear, excited for what lay ahead. The forest was dense and foreboding, but that only added to the thrill. As we followed the map's directions, the trees grew thicker, the light dimmer. We joked and laughed, trying to shake off the creeping feeling that something wasn't quite right. By midday, we reached the spot marked on the map. It was a clearing surrounded by ancient trees, their gnarled branches twisting together like the fingers of some unseen hand. In the center of the clearing stood an old stone structure, half buried under layers of moss and vines. It looked like something out of a forgotten legend. Our excitement quickly turned to unease as we explored the area. Strange symbols were etched into the stones, and an inexplicable chill filled the air. As we ventured further, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. We couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, but every time we turned around, there was nothing there. The sun began to set, casting eerie shadows across the clearing. We decided to set up camp nearby, hoping that a night under the stars would help us shake off the uneasy feeling. As darkness fell, the forest seemed to come alive with unsettling sounds, whispers, rustlings, and distant cries that sent shivers down our spines. The night was restless, sleep was fitful, and I awoke to a strange sensation. An icy hand seemed to brush against my cheek. I tried to dismiss it as a bad dream, but the terror was real. My friends shared similar experiences. Each of us had been disturbed by inexplicable occurrences. When morning came, we decided to leave, but the forest had changed. The path we had taken the previous day seemed to have vanished, replaced by an impenetrable thicket. It was as if the forest itself was conspiring against us. We tried to retrace our steps, but the more we wandered, the more disoriented we became. As the hours passed, panic set in. We were lost, and the forest seemed to be closing in around us. The once innocuous symbols we had seen on the stones began to take on a more sinister meaning. We realized too late that the map had led us into a trap, and the forest was not just a place, but a living entity determined to keep us there. Our attempts to find a way out only led us deeper into the forest's grasp. The malevolent forces that guarded the hidden location seemed to grow stronger. Their presence felt in every rustle of leaves and every shadow that flitted at the edge of our vision. The forest was alive with dark energy, and our fear was palpable. Despair set in as we faced the reality that escape might not be possible. We were at the mercy of the forest, and it seemed determined to keep us as its unwilling guests. Our only hope was to survive long enough to find a way out, but with each passing moment, that hope seemed to fade. One evening, as we huddled around a flickering campfire, we heard a strange, rhythmic drumming in the distance. It was faint but persistent, echoing through the forest like a heartbeat. We decided to follow the sound, hoping it might lead us to a way out or perhaps someone who could help us. The drumming grew louder as we moved, and we came upon a clearing we had never seen before. In the center stood an ancient altar, covered in strange symbols and surrounded by flickering candles. The sight of it sent a shiver down our spines. It was clear that the altar was a focal point of the malevolent energy that seemed to pervade the forest. As we approached, the drumming intensified, and the air grew colder. Shadows danced around the altar, and a sense of dread filled us. We were about to turn back when we saw figures emerging from the shadows. They were cloaked in dark robes, their faces hidden, and their eyes gleamed with a malevolent light. Panic surged through us as the figures began to chant in an unknown language. The ground trembled, and the forest seemed to pulse with dark energy. We realized too late that the altar was a ritual site, and the figures were performing a ceremony to strengthen the forest's hold on us. In a desperate bid to escape, we rushed toward the altar, hoping to disrupt the ritual. The robed figures reacted with fury, and the forest seemed to come alive with aggressive, supernatural forces. The trees creaked and groaned, their branches reaching out like grasping hands. In the chaos, one of my friends, Mark, found a hidden compartment in the altar and discovered an old, weathered book. The pages were filled with cryptic symbols and incantations. As the robed figures closed in on us, Mark began to read from the book, his voice trembling but determined. The forest reacted violently to the incantations. The ground shook, and the malevolent forces seemed to wail in anguish. The robed figures were thrown back by an unseen force, and the altar began to crack and crumble. The drumming stopped abruptly, replaced by an eerie silence. With the ritual disrupted, the forest's grip on us seemed to loosen. The oppressive atmosphere began to lift, and the path we had lost reappeared, leading back to the edge of the forest. We stumbled through the undergrowth, our exhaustion and fear pushing us forward. As we emerged from the forest, we looked back one last time. The once ominous trees now seemed to watch us with a malevolent calm. We had escaped, but the memory of our ordeal would haunt us forever. The forest had claimed its toll, and we were left with the knowledge of its dark power. We vowed never to speak of what had happened, but the experience had changed us. The map was burned, and the book was hidden away, never to be opened again. Our adventure had become a horrifying tale of survival, and the forest remained a place of nightmares and dark secrets. The forest would always be there, waiting for its next victims, but we had lived to tell the tale. The haunting memories of that place would linger in our minds, a constant reminder of the dark forces that lurked just beyond the edge of the known world.